Elijah Wood's shocking allegations against the entertainment industry. In a new interview with the Sunday Times, the former child star alleges that pedophilia has been a real issue in Hollywood. He tells the publication, quote, "There are a lot of vipers in this industry, people who only have their own interests in mind. What bums me about these situations is that the victims can't speak as loudly as the people in power. That's the tragedy of attempting to reveal what is happening to innocent people. They can be squashed, but their lives have been irreparably damaged." The 35-year-old adds, "If you're innocent, you have very little knowledge of the world and you want to succeed. People with parasitic interests will see you as their prey."
I can get a good career doing this. You know, it's going to be good.
Wood says he was not a victim of abuse because his mother Deborah protected him and he avoided those kinds of situations. He goes on to allege that even as an adult in the industry, he has been, quote, "led down dark paths to realize that these things probably are still happening."
I was an FBI agent for 27.5 years. At the time of my retirement, I was the senior special agent in charge of the FBI Los Angeles Division. I have been qualified in the courts as an expert on cults and satanic ritual abuse. I have information from various sources that judges, law enforcement, prosecutors, attorneys, doctors, and many prominent individuals, including actors, actresses, professional football and baseball players, are involved in these type activities. If you go back 225 or 30 years ago, you have what we call the Illuminati that was established in 1776. And the goals of the Illuminati, this is all very well documented, are to take over the world. One of the best ways of taking over the world is to control people's minds and to take over a country through the control of the minds. So what's happening in America, and based on my research and my interviews with numerous individuals, is that the powers that be, the higher-ups, the people in the Illuminati, are using the satanic cults as a means and as a tool to condition individuals and to make them victims of the mind control, MK Ultra mind control program. There's probably close to 4 million practicing Satanists in the United States alone, based on my intelligence information.
Sharon Tate LaBianca's murder, okay, was a witch's hitting. Sharon Tate wanted out, but the thing is, the Illuminati...
What do you mean she wanted out? She was a witch?
Yes, she was tired of it. She wanted to get out, but
Sharon
the thing
Tate
is...
was a witch, okay.
Oh, but the thing is...
You base those allegations on what?
On when I was in, myself. I'm not the only one who knows this information. Anybody who was in witchcraft during that time can tell you the same thing. What happened was...
That Sharon Tate was a practicing witch?
Yes.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, the Illuminati...
I have no information to refute it, so I'm only going on what you're saying.
The Illuminati sent Charles Manson in to kill her. If you remember, she was killed. One leg was strung up from the rafter, her hands behind her, her throat sliced open. There was a tarot, 78 cards in a tarot deck. You look at the 12th major arcana one, it looks like the Hanged Man. That's exactly how Sharon Tate LaBianca was left. Charles Manson did not go into prison. He volunteered to go in.
So you're saying that Charles Manson came from this group, the Illuminati?
He's one of the most powerful wizards alive today.
Okay. And
it's a secret society. All we ask is trust.
Producers come on, David would be so great. I mean, and then I started thinking.
If you notice, Oprah has a finger to the temple. A lot of folks don't understand what's going on here. She's really taking her eyes off Dave Chappelle in the interview. Check out her eyes. She's looking at the monitor to make sure that her fingers is to the temple, so the elite will know that she is not with this interview, because Dave was not a part of the brotherhood. Let's bring some illustrations of what she's doing. The finger to the cheek, the finger to the temple, is really about the Masons that you will not tell the secrets. Let's go to a more in-depth illustration. This is Master Mason, man. Whenever you see that finger to the temple, that's a mark Master Mason. What does it say? Masonic ritual and monitor illustration, the sign of a marked master. For Oprah to be a billionaire, she would have to be in the Master Masonry on the female side. We cannot make these things up, people. Oprah was absolutely looking at the monitor to make sure that her finger was to the temple. Who did they get these teachings from? The master himself, Aleister Crowley. As I told you before, all these celebrities have this man's book as a Bible in their house somewhere. Now look at Oprah, looking away from Dave at the monitor. Then she looks back at Dave. She's making sure that her finger is to the temple because she's not with this interview. Let's look again. She's looking at the monitor. Then she's going to look back at Dave. She now realized that Dave is not a part of the brotherhood thus far.
You're saying that Charles Manson came from this group, the Illuma.
He's one of the most powerful wizards alive today.
Okay. And
Sharon Tate LaBianca's murder, okay, was a witch's hitting. Sharon Tate wanted out, but the thing is, the Illuminati...
What do you mean she wanted out? She was a witch?
Yes, she was tired of it. She wanted to get out, but
Sharon
the thing
Tate
is...
was a witch, okay.
Oh, but the thing is...
You base those allegations on what?
On when I was in, myself. I'm not the only one who knows this information. Anybody who was in witchcraft during that time can tell you the same thing. What happened was...
That Sharon Tate was a practicing witch?
Yes.
Okay.
As
What's this? Tell me. Do you believe in magic?
Murder, satanic cults, a beautiful young woman and her baby sacrificed to the devil. Was this a horror film or a chilling real-life drama? For director Roman Polanski, the line between truth and fiction was often difficult to distinguish. But was it more than bad luck at the heart of Polanski's outrageous misfortune?
People say that Polanski is cursed just because he's had a life which has far more unpleasant, cruel coincidences than most people would expect in one lifetime.
By the time he was a teenager, Roman Polanski had already suffered through tremendous personal tragedy.
He grew up during the Holocaust, he witnessed atrocities, he was orphaned.
But by 1968, 36-year-old Polanski had made it to Hollywood. He married 25-year-old actress Sharon Tate, and by 1969, the couple were expecting a baby. The director was enjoying the success of his dark thriller, Rosemary's Baby. The film starred Mia Farrow as a young woman expecting her first child, who unknowingly becomes the target of a satanic cult.
I shot the last scene, a phone booth scene, in pitch hysteria.
There was talk of Polanski's being in contact with Church of Satan leader Anton LaVey as research for the film.
My grandfather is said to have played the part of the devil who rapes Rosemary.
LaVey's involvement has never been confirmed, and when asked about rumors his movie was cursed, Polanski called the idea ridiculous. Then, on the night of August 8, 1969, one of the greatest evils ever unleashed in Hollywood arrived at Polanski's doorstep. Sharon, their unborn child, and 4 house guests were butchered in a chilling late-night murder spree.
The body is badly mutilated.
This I'd rather not discuss.
You see a lot of blood all over the place. Cradles, baby clothes.
Years later, Susan Atkins, a former Church of Satan member, spelled out in gruesome detail how she slaughtered Sharon Tate.
She asked me to let her baby live.
What'd you say to her?
I told her that I didn't have any mercy on her.
Atkins claimed she and her accomplices were acting on the orders of criminal mastermind Charles Manson.
What do you want to call me a murderer for? I've never killed anyone. I don't need to kill anyone. I think it. I have it here.
Eerie similarities between the Rosemary's Baby storyline and the shocking murder were difficult to ignore.
Rosemary's Baby is all about a pregnant woman and a strange cult of Satanists. And really, that's very similar to what happened with the Manson murders. I mean, Sharon Tate was 8 months pregnant at the time of her death.
How do you feel about this new charge, Charlie?
Today's a good day. Every day is a good
Why
day.
you talk?
Manson was sentenced to life in prison without parole.
Illuminati.
What do you mean she wanted out? She was a witch?
Yes, she was tired of it. She wanted to get out, but the thing is... but the thing is...
You base those allegations on what?
On when I was in, myself. I'm not the only one who knows this information. Anybody who was in witchcraft during that time can tell you the same thing. What happened was...
That Sharon Tate was a practicing witch?
Yes.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, the Illuminati...
I have no information to refute it, so I'm only going on what you're saying.
The Illuminati sent Charles Manson in to kill her.
The question is, what about Charles Manson? Was he demon-possessed? Also about the book and everything. All right. Manson belonged to... I had to belong to many brotherhoods, okay? Manson, the brotherhood that he belonged to, is called the Process. The only brotherhood I worry about. They are so radical that in order to kill me, they would gladly give their own life up right in a meeting. They were run out of England for human sacrifice. They have the inner and the outer process. The outer process is a good group. They have free coffee houses, free clothing, free places to live, and so on. The inner practice human sacrifice. They teach four God systems. Yahweh as the evil God, Lucifer as the good God, Jesus as one being punished because he spoke against Satan, and Satan as the earthly God. And they wear a cross, big silver cross, with a serpent engraved on the cross, showing that Satan and Christ are one through the cross. They were rolled up. They were a contract. He was paid to do it. Tate was breaking away. Her husband knew about it. Her husband went over to establish an alibi in Europe. The money came down. $50,000 came down from Toronto to New Orleans, and poor Manson only got $2,000 of it by the time it went through all the sticky fingers. But that's what the Tate killings were about. The others just happened to be there. She wanted out, and you don't get out unless you come through Christ. And she didn't think about trying out. And her mistake was she warned him in advance. She was arguing with her. She was having a baby, and she didn't want the baby raised up in it, and she wanted out. And if you remember the trial script from the book, that's the one thing she begged. She says, she kept repeating over and over, don't kill me, don't kill my baby. Her baby was what she cared about. And that's the information that I have on it.
Did you know that the movie Rosemary's Baby is thought to be cursed? The actor who played Roman once said on set, "No good will come of all this Hail Satan business," and maybe he wasn't wrong. Soon after filming, producer William Castle got gallstones so bad he needed surgery. While delirious in the hospital, he was said to have been hallucinating scenes from the film. Christoph Komeda, the film's composer, suffered a fall which led to a coma and death. The weirdest part is that his death was very similar to the death of the friend that Rosemary made in the laundry room. Director Roman Polanski's pregnant wife Sharon Tate was murdered by the Manson family while Rosemary's Baby was still in theaters. There are theories that Polanski, like Guy in the film, used his wife as a sacrifice for fame. Another theory involves a satanic conspiracy with the Beatles. The White Album was written in meditation with Mia Farrow, who played Rosemary, in attendance. The Beatles also had a song called Helter Skelter, which was written in blood at Sharon Tate's crime scene. And John Lennon was assassinated across the street from where Rosemary's Baby was filmed. So many strange coincidences. What do you think?